What is up? Welcome back to Great Lakes Garage. It has been forever since I have posted a video because I have had no money or time or whatever to make content. No good content because this thing has been broken pretty much the last year and a half. Motor's great, transmission is crap. So I've been running 700R4 transmissions, and this one's fresh, ready to go in, kind of sort of thing. But been too cheap to buy a different style transmission, and so I've just been dealing with the slush buckets that are 700R4s. So right now, this thing is getting a new, the transmission swapped out of it. It had this one in here that's full manual, and it just keeps on essentially blowing the gasket that goes in between the pump and the body of the transmission, and then it just has no line pressure and therefore all neutrals. So when it works great and this thing rips, but you get about maybe 2 good drives and maybe 4, somewhere there, 2 to 4 nice drives in it, and then it just craps out on you and leaves you on the side of the road. So that's not gonna fly. The goal is with the Firebird to put a 4L80 in it eventually, but I don't really have the money for that right now, which is fine. We're going to try running this unit I just rebuilt, and it should be good. We'll find out here pretty soon. We're going to swap it in the coming days. I had some issues with I was still having running stock transmission cooler lines and getting the lines out on this green transmission, the nuts that held the fittings in stripped out, and so I decided we're going to go with 3/8 tube lines. We're going to do a short line off of the transmission, and then a coupler, a 2-way prong coupler in between, and then lines that go up to my cooler up in front. That way I can have a quick disconnect right here, and then room to put these into a drain bucket as I pull it out, whatever. Hopefully in the future that will be a little easier. But anyway, that's what we get going on with the Firebird here. Hold on just one second. So let's take a look real quick. We got the 383 in here. I got some new, those are Patriot exhaust headers on here. They're 1 7/8", I believe. Primary tube, 3-inch collector. Nice units. They're made for the Firebird, but they're definitely made for like a stock exhaust height head. So these Brodix Dragon Slayers have a raised exhaust port, and it makes them not fit quite right. So we had to do some massaging down by the collectors on both sides to get them to fit inside the stock frame here. Got nitrous express plate on there. This is the fuel solenoid. It's not hooked up. We got the wiring for it mostly wired in. You know, it's coming along. Right now I have my heater core hoses just unhooked, and my 2 ports for that plugged off, just because I actually had to steal those fittings off of that for my plow truck this winter because I didn't have any heat. So yeah, we got the nitrous system mostly wired up over here. The controller's inside the Firebird. It hasn't been wired up yet, but we've got the wires run to where they need to go to it. The nitrous side is right in here. Can't really see it very well, but we got the nitrous solenoid and the purge solenoid. I need to get a longer purge tube here. Those are wired up, and the line is run for the nitrous, and it's attached up there. So we got MSD ignition system. We're currently running a Brawler 750 gas carburetor. Right up in there. Well, you can see that. We got a 2-inch 4-hole spacer, Team G single plane intake manifold. Again, the Brodix Dragon Slayer 225 heads. They've got coolant crossover ports here in the middle, and then I drilled and tapped the Team G intake to accept crossover in the back as well. So we've got coolant coming from, or able to extract hot coolant from the head in the center and in the back, which is cool. Keep it nice and cool for nitrous. That'll be nice since we have Siamese exhaust ports in the center. I don't want them to get hot and overheat the motor and melt and burn them at the head gasket, something like that. We got an Isky mechanical flat tapped camshaft in there. We got underneath the valve covers, which we're not going to take off right now, but we got comp cams, roller rockers, and stud girdles, all that good stuff. We've got Power Master alternator. We've got BBK underdrive pulleys. This is a stock Delco, or I think it's a Delco water pump. Stock steering, power steering pump. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I like this. I can't remember. I think this is an Earl's fuel log. It's a like dash or a 12AN capable whatever log, something like that. Anyway, I got 10AN fuel line going to my regulator and down to a ProCam pump, which is made by locally here by Baker Engineering here in West Michigan. I love that mechanical fuel pump. It's good for, I think they advertise 1200 horsepower NA, and you can run ethanol, alcohol fuels through that as well as regular gasoline. I think you can run diesel in it, but I'm not sure what application that would be good for. Anyway, awesome pump. I love them. I've got 2 of them. One of them I accidentally over torqued the gasket and started leaking. Got a second one. I haven't actually sent that one, my leaking one, in to get rebuilt yet, but I can do that. So yeah, that's the 383 ignition system. Got a catch can, updated master cylinder on it, line lock. I think this is a Summit brand aluminum 4-core radiator. Still running the stock electric cooling fan. I got this from Hawks Motorsports. It's just a stainless plate that bolts on over top of that and looks pretty neat. We got the lid here. I think this is a Summit lid that goes on top here, and then this is a Spectre performance filter. Yeah, so that's what's inside here. Got the Optima red top battery there. There's a lot of cobbled up wiring in here that someday is going to get cleaned up, but when you build it over years and years and years and add stuff a little bit at a time, you get wiring mess, essentially, that eventually is going to get cleaned up, a lot of it. But right now, this is kind of what it is, you know? Let's take a look inside real quick. Good girl, Anna. Good girl. She's out in the rain. She doesn't look much like being wet here. All right, so inside, man, I should turn the flash on. All right, in here we got these nice seats. I got these off of Hawks Motorsports as well. I really like them. I think they look pretty sweet. Super comfortable. I got this racing harness in here, RJS. It's just bolted to the floor right there. Eventually we're going to put a cage in this thing and get it in there correctly, but I did want to have a 5-point harness just for the driver's seat. I still have the standard seat belt in here as well. We've got gauge pods over here. We've got vacuum gauge, air fuel monitor, trans temp here. We've got digital tachometer and shift light, removable steering wheel. We got NRG, I don't know if it's NRG performance or whatever, adapter and extra steering wheel hub there. And then Sparco steering wheel with my stock horn button, still works and all that. We got a, what do you call that? Launch control button here. Nothing on this one yet, but got a couple buttons on the steering wheel there that we can use. Eventually, we're going to tie the launch control to the trans brake and the 4L80 when we get that, but obviously it's not here yet. Right now, we're running a B&M gated shifter. It works pretty good. It's kind of annoying banging it around, but it gets the job done. You don't skip gears. This is my line pressure gauge for my transmission that comes through a hole in the floor over there. Yeah, we're going to mount the Max 5 nitrous controller, I think just right up here possibly, or right underneath this dash area. But I've got all the wiring coming into this area right here. The controller itself is sitting right there. Let's grab the keys for this. In the back, we got our 20-gallon fuel cell, and then hidden in the spare tire compartment, we got our nitrous bottle back over there. We also have all sorts of suspension goodies underneath here. We got a Ford 9-inch Viking dual adjustable shocks, coilovers back here, BMR anti-roll bar, UMI torque arm, UMI cross member, UMI frame ties right here. These guys right there. I think we got a BMR front sway bar on this thing too, and front lowering springs still on this thing. We have QA1 dual adjustable front shock or front struts. That's basically what goes on underneath right now. Yeah, that's the Firebird. Ta-da! So the goal over the spring, summer, next few videos, whatever, is me and my wife are going to try and work on both getting the transmission in this thing and getting it to live again. We're swapping over to E85. We got an E85 carburetor for it. Hopefully that'll happen if the transmission will live. Hopefully. So we're going to be doing that. And then hopefully driving this thing a little bit this summer, but we're also going to be working on the plow truck, the 85 K20, doing a little bit of restoration on it because it's pretty nasty right now. So plow truck, got the plow system on the front here, right here. I do use it to plow my driveway, and I'm going to continue to use it to plow my driveway because I need it. Right now it's just got a 355 in it. I'm going to pull that out because it's leaking at the oil pan. and kind of the Frankenstein motor. I blew up the motor that was in here. It was another 355. It overheated in the middle of winter, and it was overheating for quite a while and knocking like crazy. So I threw this motor together out of spare parts. Just kind of threw it in there. We're gonna pull it out, reseal it, slap a different set of heads that I have here on it, a different intake. I got a nice carburetor coming for it, and we're gonna put some headers and exhaust on it. And hopefully it should run good. It's got the same ignition system as I have on the Firebird. I mostly said I have a backup ignition for the Firebird, but it also works pretty well. That's basically all we're going to be doing up front. We're possibly going to be taking the cab off to redo the floors because the floors suck. They're falling through. So you can see some daylight right through here, and yeah, it's pretty nasty up underneath there. So I'd like to take the cab off and redo the floor pans on the cab. The cab sits, probably can't tell. Hold on, let me back up enough. Cab sits shifted this way because the body mount is kind of crushing up into the floor on this side. So the cab sits like that. The rear frame, we just ordered a bunch of stuff from Rustbusters to redo the frame. We're essentially going to redo the whole driver's side frame from about here back, and the passenger side from about there back. Clean up all the rust, paint it, primer it, paint it, whatever we got to do to get it rust proof. And then we're going to lift it with a Rough Country 6-inch lift kit. And yeah, redo the frame end and then redo the box supports and put the box back on. We're not going to do any body work to it right now. We're just going to do the framework right now this go round. Probably next year we'll be doing the body work. But yeah, so that's going to be the hope. Together, we're going to try and make a video at least once a week. Possibly more than that, of just doing this stuff together, working through it. Probably won't be super exciting, but we're hoping to just put out some content on the two projects over the coming weeks, months, whatever, until this thing is back together. Future project is, I also have, let me see if I can get the yard light turned on, this 07 Escalade ESV, which was my wife's daily driver for quite a while. It had a motor issue and it was down, and we ended up, I got a really good deal on this 2017 from my work, and we ended up buying that thing, and this thing's just been sitting. So we're going to get rid of it is the plan, but I would really like to build a nice LS9-ish motor for it with a supercharger, and build a transmission, tweak whatever I need to in the drivetrain to make it last, and make a really sweet LS9 supercharged ESV kind of thing, and then sell it. But I think that'd be pretty cool. Some content with that would be fun. And then yeah, Firebird K20. That's kind of the plan. Just try and get some videos out of whatever, and hopefully you guys like them and enjoy them, whatever. But we're already going to be doing the work, so we might as well maybe film it too and see where it goes. That's going to be it for this video.